Biomed Nexus daily updates, your essential biotech, medtech, and pharma recap. No noise, just what matters. TLDR Johnson & Johnson secured FDA approval for icotide, icotrokinra, the first oral IL-23 receptor antagonist for moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, a massive first-in-class mechanism in a pill. Gossamer Bio, GOS, is cutting 48% of its workforce after seralutinib's Phase 3 PAH trial missed its primary endpoint. The stock has cratered 80% since the readout. Rhythm, RITM, faces its highly anticipated Imcivree PDUFA for acquired hypothalamic obesity tomorrow. Correction, the FDA pushed Eli Lilly's orforglipron target action date to April 10th, not late March, as previously reported. Yesterday's email referenced older analyst estimates that have since been updated. Executive Takeaway Wednesday delivered what might be the most important FDA approval of the month, and it wasn't one most biotech investors had on their radar. Johnson & Johnson's icotide became the first oral peptide to selectively block the IL-23 receptor, a mechanism that until now required injectable biologics. The iconic Phase 3 program produced biologic-caliber efficacy in a once-daily pill, fundamentally changing the treatment algorithm for 8 million Americans with psoriasis and putting direct competitive pressure on BMS's Sotyktu. Elsewhere, the layoff wave continued as Gossamer Bio slashed 48% of its workforce following a Phase 3 PAH failure, leaving the company to evaluate strategic options. All eyes now shift to tomorrow's Rhythm PDUFA, the biggest binary event of the week. Read full analysis, what to watch, Rhythm PDUFA tomorrow, March 20. Imcivree SNDA decision for acquired hypothalamic obesity. Phase 3 Transcend data was strong, 16.4% BMI reduction versus placebo, p-1, no new data was requested, and no safety or manufacturing flags were raised. Orforglipron updated timeline. The FDA has pushed the target action date to April 10th. Lilly CEO David Ricks confirmed a Q2 2026 expected decision at JPM in January. This correction reflects the most current reporting from Reuters and Biospace. GTC final day today. Student and Community Day, RAPS, NVIDIA, GTC. Healthcare sessions from Wednesday are worth reviewing for BioNemo and Nematron open model announcements. Rocket Pharma, March 28th. Kresladi PDUFA for LADI, gene therapy, remains the next major decision after Rhythm. Today's top story, J&J cracks the oral IL-23 code with icotide approval. What happened? The FDA approved Johnson & Johnson's icotide, icotrokinra, the first and only oral peptide that selectively blocks the IL-23 receptor for moderate to severe plaque psoriasis in adults and patients 12+, weighing at least 40 kilos. The deal, the drug was co-developed with Protagonist Therapeutics, PTGX, which triggered a $50 million milestone payment and is eligible for 6 to 10% royalties on sales, plus up to $580 million in future milestones. The data, the iconic Phase 3 program spanned 4 studies and 2,500 patients. In head-to-head superiority trials, iconic Advance 1 and 2, citing 70% of patients achieved clear or almost clear skin, IGA 0/1, and 55% hit PASI 90 at week 16. Icotide beat Bristol Myers Squibb's Sotyktu deucravacitinib on skin clearance at both week 16 and 24. Safety was within 1.1% of placebo through week 16, with no new signals through 52 weeks. Executive impact. This is a genuine inflection point for oral systemic treatment in dermatology. IL-23 pathway blockade has been the gold standard in psoriasis, but until today required injectable biologics, Tremfya, Skyrizi, Stelara. BMS's Sotyktu 291 Lent in 2025 sales now faces a direct oral competitor with a stronger mechanism. Oncology and rare. Disease rhythms, moment arrives tomorrow. The setup, rhythms, RITM, March 20th, PDUFA for Imcivree in acquired hypothalamic obesity is less than 24 hours away. The Transcend phase 3 data showed 16.4% mean BMI reduction versus a 2.4% increase on placebo. The context, responder rates were highly impressive, 80% at 5% BMI reduction, 60% at 10%. The FDA's November extension was for sensitivity analyses only, with no new clinical data requested. What's at stake? This would be Imcivree's 4th approved indication and would meaningfully expand Rhythm's addressable market to an estimated 25,000 to 28,000 patients globally. The sales force is already scaled, 42 reps, and the drug generated $194 million in 2025 revenue, plus 150% YOY. Corporate and business development's Gossamer Bio cuts 48% of staff as PAH strategy. Collapses. What happened? Gossamer Bio, GOS, is cutting 48% of its workforce, big 77 roles, and evaluating strategic options after the Phase 3 PROSERA trial of seralutinib in pulmonary arterial hypertension PAH missed its primary endpoint. The data. The 6-minute walk distance improved by 13.3 meters over placebo, which trended in the right direction but failed to reach the pre-specified statistical threshold, P0.03 versus required as P0.25. The context, Gossamer is pausing enrollment in the Phase 3 Serenata study in PH-ILD and plans to request a Type C meeting with the FDA by June 2026. Management is pointing to subgroup data in higher-risk patients, 20-meter improvement, as a path forward, but with the 105 meters in cash expected at the end of Q1 and no other major pipeline assets, options are narrowing fast. Policy and Public Health GTC, Day 3, NVIDIA opens the Healthcare AI Toolkit. What happened? Wednesday's GTC sessions focused heavily on healthcare and life sciences applications. NVIDIA highlighted its Nematron open models and NEMO framework as tools for clinicians and researchers to build customized digital health agents on their own infrastructure. The tools. The BioNemo platform was showcased with new genomics workflow tools including Parabricks and CUDA-X for large-scale single-cell and CRISPR perturbation analysis. Executive impact. The open-source angle is the most meaningful development here. By releasing Nematron weights and NEMO recipes, NVIDIA is giving pharma and health systems the ability to fine-tune models for medical vocabulary without depending on closed, expensive systems. This could aggressively accelerate adoption in clinical decision support and drug target validation. Read Full Analysis, Biomed, Nexus Pro. Institutional Intelligence Briefing. Today's Pro Brief. Institutional. Read through why Icotide is the most underappreciated approval of 2026 and what J&J's Phase 3 pipeline means for the immunology landscape. Rhythm, R-item, risk, framing, final probability, weighted outcomes for tomorrow's massive PDUFA decision. Gossamer, GOSS, market signals. What a sub-$1 stock with $1.5 billion in cash and a failed Phase 3 looks like from an institutional perspective. Upgrade to Pro today. Read full article. Selective 2026 sponsorship placements are available. Reply directly to discuss a partnership or submit an inquiry here.